Hi, I am Michael Bahovsky,
And I'm Katie Horner.
and we are the programming directors for Musical Lab, a nonprofit dedicated to developing new musical theater right here in Philadelphia.
And today we'll be talking with composer and lyricist Charlie Gilbert about his new musical Goosefeathers, which will have its developmental workshop with us here at Musical Lab.
Yep. Charlie has been writing musicals for over 40 years, and he taught musical theater for over 30 years at the University of the Arts, and eventually chaired the program.
Goosefeathers will have its public performance on August 26th, that's a Saturday, at 2 and 7 p.m. at the Proscenium Theater at the Drake in Philadelphia. And you can get your tickets right now at musicallab.org.
And you really should, and we hope to see you there. And here's Charlie.
So this is a developmental workshop of your piece, Charlie, but this is a new thing that Musical Lab is undertaking. We have previously done only showcases, which is an evening's entertainment of 8 or 7 pieces. So can you tell us a little bit about what makes a developmental workshop different?
Sure. For 1 week in August, we're going to work strictly on Goosefeathers. So we've cast the show specifically to find actors that are well suited to the roles in the show. We'll spend about 30 hours of rehearsal on that, which is very different from the showcase, where we get like about 30 minutes of rehearsal for each one of the pieces in the showcase. So 30 hours of rehearsal over the course of 5 days. There will be some movement and staging because we really want to explore the physical comedy of, so much of what's delightful about the commedia is the physical comedy, the slapstick, the rough and tumble of it. There's a very funny chase scene that's part of it, and so on. So I imagine that at some points we will have the actors off book by the end of the week, but there's no costume, there's no scenery, there's no production elements of any kind, but it is really going to be a complete presentation of the entire show. So in that way, it's quite different from what we've done in the showcase presentations in the past.
So, Charlie, you have a director on board for this, you have a musical director on board. How does your position fit in as a creator in terms of where are you going to kind of step in and give input, and where do you kind of want to step back and just sort of see what's happening and take it in and learn from it? And how will the creative team help you with that?
Well, I think that over the course of the week, I'll be doing some of both. There's a lot that we have to figure out and kind of invent during the course of the week. What keys the songs should be in, what the harmonies sound like, where we need more or less music to accompany a particular transition or a particular bit of movement or so on. So there'll be a lot of things that we'll be making up on the spot. Having a skilled music director like Linda Henderson on board means that I can step back, though, and then judge the results of what we've done. Where in the past, I've done a lot of projects where I've music directed my own work and I'm kind of there at the keyboard driving the show forward. Here I can step away and stand in the back of the room and let Linda kind of lead the production musically, and let John lead it from a staging point of view, and I can sit back and assess the results.
That's great. I think that's something that Musical Lab is really uniquely able to give creators in this community, is really to give creators the opportunity to sit back and see their own work as objectively as possible. And we're so glad to be able to give you this opportunity and to have this as our first developmental workshop.
Well, it's really amazing. It's an amazing gift, and I'm sure we'll learn a great deal about the piece. I'm very excited about that and excited to share it with audiences.
Thank you. And I hope with our fellow creators, because I think that everyone really has a lot to learn from watching this process, from watching the results. And sometimes you can learn a lot. It's like in acting classes. Sometimes you learn a lot from watching other people's process and seeing what works and seeing what doesn't work. And most of all, seeing the things that could be working better and seeing them work better, and seeing the show be realized as everything that it is and everything it can be.
Yes, yes.
Charlie, thank you so much for chatting with us. It was such a joy, and it's so exciting to hear about this project. And for anyone who's interested, come on down to the Drake Theater in Philadelphia, August 26th, which is a Saturday. We have 2 performances, 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. We hope to see you there. Thanks again, Charlie.